What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, looking at a new Performapal fusion monster coming out of Maximum Crisis. Apparently, Yuya just used this in the anime. I really gotta catch up. So this is Performapal Gatlinghoul, and it's a burn focus card, but unlike Fight for Daredevil, the burn to me seems a lot more reliable. It's a level 8 Dark Fiend. Not a lot of fiends when it comes to Performapals, but you know, I guess that's okay. 2900 attack, 900 defense. It is level 8, so I'm down with the stats. Anytime you're over 2700, then I consider it like definitely good as far as the stat line for a boss monster. The fusion materials are one Performapal monster plus one level 5 or higher dark monster. I'm pretty sure since Yuya summoned this, like, you would have to imagine that he used Odd Eye's Pendulum Dragon to summon this. It says you can only use the first effect of Gatlinghoul once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each card on the field. And if this card was fusion summoned using a pendulum monster as material, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. So again, both effects are burn centric, but they just seem a lot more practical than something like Fight for Daredevil. I hate to compare it to that card because some people might be like, hey Cap, comparing a Performapal to a Fight for, it's like apples to oranges, but it's two cards. They're both fusions. They were both kind of revealed this week, and they both have, you know, like double burn effects. So I think it's kind of applicable here. To me, this is actually a really good card. I mean, obviously it's a card for niche situations, but the fact is, when you summon it, you're going to do a minimum of 200 burn damage. I know people are like 200 burn it. Well, what the hell is that, Cap? That's nothing. I wipe my ass with 200 life points, but you have to think of it in the context of a standard duel. Like, maybe your opponent has a few cards committed to the board. Maybe they have like pendulum scales and a monster, and you have pendulum scales and a monster, and that's 6 cards on the field, and that's 1200 life points. 1200 life points is actually a significant amount. And if you summon this using Odd Eye's Pendulum Dragon, which if you're playing Performapals, it's a decent chance that you're playing Odd Eyes, and you activate the second effect, I mean, maybe you burn your opponent for another 2000 or 2500 damage, and you know, lo and behold, this card has done like 3000 damage before the battle phase. Like, that is a huge amount of damage. So I actually like this card. I don't think it's a card that you can summon like all the time, because I don't really think that it's worth it unless maybe you have like an open field and you just have a lot of cards invested on the board. And you know you're going to get like 1500, or excuse me, not 15, but you know you're going to get like 14 or 1600 out of this guy's effect. I still have never really thought that fusions work all that well in Performapals, non-dragon ones, because I mean, obviously Odd Eye's fusion is like super good, but I've never really been completely sold on the idea of running things like polymerization in the deck. But I mean, overall, I think that Gatlinghoul is a very good card, and I think that it's a card that can really help you OTK potentially, mainly if you're just able to blow up that monster and get like the little Ring of Destruction effect. I think this card can be absolutely fantastic, because I can see this guy pushing out like 5,000 or maybe even 6,000 damage by himself, and a lot of times you'll probably just win off that. So let me know what you guys think of this new card. I think it's pretty good. Probably, if I would just have to guess, probably gonna be like a super rare when it comes to the TCG. If you guys enjoyed the video, please smash the thumbs up button and subscribe if you have not already.